we're going to explore what happens if we have restrictions on trade. Specifically, we're going to talk about tariffs. So if we have this, let's say it's for widgets, let's talk about the demand and supply for widgets. So if we don't have international trade, so this is going to be just the U.S. consumers' demand for widgets, and this is going to be just U.S. suppliers of widgets, okay? Widgets isn't really anything, it's just a placeholder. So if we don't have any international trade, all we have is U.S. producers, U.S. consumers, we're going to get an equilibrium of a price equal to $25 and the quantity is going to be 4. Okay, now let's say we open up the widget market to the world and we are willing to import widgets from other countries, and let's say the world price, the other countries are going to be willing to sell us widgets, is $15. Okay, so the world price is $15. So at this new lower price, so with international trade, how much are the buyers going to want to buy? At a lower price, remember, we always want to buy more. So our quantity demanded, how much we want to buy at that price, we're going to look at the demand curve at that price. So we're going to want to buy 8, but at this lower price, the sellers are not going to want to sell any. They're not going to want to sell any. So our quantity supplied is going to be equal to 0. So then we want to figure out how many are we going to import. So if the sellers aren't going to produce any and we want to buy 8, so we're going to import 8 minus 0, which is 8. Okay, so now the widget suppliers are probably not happy because they're no longer getting to sell any widgets to us because the price is too low. So they're going to go to Congress and they're saying, hey, we need protections, institute a tariff. Let's ask for a $5 tariff. So now we're going to raise the price by $5. Remember, the domestic sellers don't pay the tariff, only the importers do. So it's going to raise the price by $5. The sellers in the U.S. are going to get those $5. They don't pay the tariff. So this is the world price plus the tariff. So now the price is going to be $20. At $20, what happens is the sellers are now willing to sell more because they get a higher price. So our quantity supplied now goes up to 2. But the buyers are going to want to buy fewer because the price is higher. So they're going to only want to buy 6. So our quantity demanded is going to be 6. So then how many are we going to want to import? Well, we're going to import the difference here. So we import the 6 minus 2, which is 4. Okay, so we can see that with the tariff, what happens, the price went up from 15 to 20, so the buyer's worse off. Also, without the tariff, we were getting 8 units. Now we only get 6, so we're getting less as consumers. So the consumer's worse off. We're paying more, we're getting less. The domestic producers are better off. They're getting more, and they're selling more. Now the foreign producers, they're selling less to us, so they're worse off. Okay, but there's one more thing we want to calculate, and we want to figure out how much revenue will the government get. Okay, so the government is going to get tariff revenue, and the tariff revenue is going to be equal to the tax rate, the tariff rate, which we said is $5, and then we're going to multiply that by how many we're going to import. So we're going to import, we said 4, of course this is in millions it said, so it's going to be 5 times 4, which is going to be 20, and if this case is millions, it should be $20 million. So the government's going to benefit because they're going to get additional revenue.